Welcome to Stand-Up / Water Cooler Talk / one-on-one with me and Fede. How you doing, Fede?
Doing good, doing good. Went to a show yesterday. Was pretty cool. It was
Good show.
like a performance. It's called Fuerza Bruta. Uh, they do like it's not a circus. It's like I don't know. It's a band and they have like different stages around you. So you're in the center. A lot of stages. They also have like this. It's like a glass roof that you is here and they like dance on water over you and
Oh,
a lot
so
of
it's like
lights, a lot of music.
there's
It's
a
pretty
pool
cool.
above your head.
Yeah,
Cool. Did you get? Can you do pictures and stuff? Do you take pictures?
you can, but I didn't. I just enjoy the show. I'm
Just like
against
it.
taking pictures and recording shows.
It's sharing with everybody, telling everybody the secrets.
No, I rather like enjoy the show, and there's always someone else that's going to have a better picture or a better video than you. So I just don't use my phone on shows.
Probably a good call. There's some shows where they'll lock your phone up before you go into the
Oh
show.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
nice.
Dave Chappelle. You know who Dave Chappelle is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he for his comedy shows, you have to put your phone into a bag that blocks
Oh,
signal, and then you unlock it on your way out. So you
nice.
keep your phone on you, but it's in a bag.
You can't use it, right?
No. So what you do is you take two phones. One is for your, and the other one's for recording, and then you get around their little gimmick of keeping everything secret. Um, yeah, because these comedians, they're not doing a new set each time, right? Every show is for the most part the same. Maybe they might rift a little bit, so they don't want their
Right.
content to get out there, right? So, all right, yeah. Let's see. I played volleyball yesterday. Man, came down on the same spot that I bruised my knee playing basketball. I came down on it playing volleyball. And today,
Oh,
like, my wrist is messed up. My finger's been jammed. I got a blister on my foot. My knee's feeling bad. I'm just beat up, bro. Just beat up. I just need time to heal rather than putting myself to the ringer. Uh, so, yeah, if people see me walking on the streets, I'm like hobbled. Especially
you're a
the
zombie.
blister, the blister on my foot is it still there? No? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it's not good. So it's just hard to walk. So I was checking out that sdk.vercel.ai. I'll put it in the chat here. It's pretty damn cool, and also most of the models you can use for free.
Yeah.
sdk.vercel.ai. So you can see that some models are just stupid. They can't do simple reasoning tasks. So just overall, if you take into consideration speed, you take into consideration how well they can reason, you take into consideration, I think like OpenAI stuff is pretty, safe, right? It doesn't like it won't do stuff that's offensive and that sort of thing. So that's actually good for us because if we allowed Haley to just spout out like hate speech, they'd be like, look what Haley is saying. So yeah, so I think we have the best model right now. If you and there was that paper that recently came out that talked about how chat or GPT-4 is just getting worse over time. So I don't know what they're. I feel like the more restrictions you add to the actual algorithm to
Yeah.
with what it's coming up with, and then you're just hobbling it, right? And so it's getting. They're probably trying to like they're updating it so that it's saying the right things in terms of being proper and not getting canceled. They're not trying to get, they don't want their AI to get canceled. So
Yeah.
that's hobbling it, and I think it's hurting its reasoning capabilities and stuff. Um,
Yeah, but
but
maybe in the long term, it's a good thing. Probably. I don't know.
well, someone's going to come out with
Actually.
the open source version. They can also you can also there's some like hackers that are able to prompt it and get the weights out of the actual model, right?
Oh.
So if you can get all the weights for free, you don't have to spend I don't know what the last number that I heard was, like it cost $60 million to build this, to train this model, right? Like GPT-4 is very expensive to train. So, you do it once and then I
Yeah.
guess you try to, I don't know how you tweak it after that. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're updating these models after
Yeah,
there's
I
like
don't know
a
if it is like fine tuned, like what you can do for yourself or what they do. I don't know.
maybe they have like you had the model that you built that you spent a lot of money on, and then you add layers of protect. You add like protective AI on top
Right.
of it, so it's got to go through a filter, right? Um, you could have the AI regulate itself, right? So your prompt is like, you are super cautious and you don't let anything through that could be seen as offensive. Kind of like what we were talking about initially as a project for prompt injection, right? It was like another layer that you add in front of it. So you don't have to go and modify the weights of the actual model, but you just have you have it check itself that it's doing safety. So then maybe they have like this prompt that they're building out that's just like, for these things, always say this stuff, regardless of what you were gonna say, whatever your data said. Because I don't know, I don't think it's possible for you, because these researchers don't understand how some of this stuff works that they built. Right? It's very
Yeah,
complicated.
it
You have these
just works.
so many layers of weights and stuff, and you're not sure how it's working. So I would think that they're just doing like layers of different AIs that are double checking the work before sending it out. But at the same time, like you see how it's but that might not be the case, because when you see the prompt, right, it streams, right? It's
Yeah,
not like,
because that's how like the model works. Yeah, it's like word by word.
yeah. So how is
Like,
it
but maybe that's just like an illusion.
they have the answer and they're like, let's make it look like it's saying
Yeah,
that.
maybe.
Could be. So like when we call our API, we don't get the stream, right? We're not getting.
No, you can, but we can't do it in Slack because we can only send one message.
Yeah, we're not getting live update. We could, but it'd just be us editing over and over again
Yeah,
the
all
new
the
way.
time. Yeah.
Uh, all right. So I wanted to go through where are we at with I know Haley's now working good, right?
Yeah.
She thinks fast. She responds in a timely manner. So that's good. That was stressful. So we're glad we figured out that the container was bad. I don't know what we can do to maybe we hard code the base image or something, so we don't have this problem
Uh,
again, whether they change out the container underneath us. Because even well, we have the current one has a minor, so it's major,
yeah.
minor, patch. So we have up to the patch, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we should be good, and yeah, it shouldn't happen again. And if it happens, at least we know that it might be
Yeah,
it. The thing is, what when you don't know what's going on. So now we will be ready. And I've been working. I changed the way we handle events using the library, like the way it's supposed to be. And
mm.
I deployed today, and it's working fine. And now I'm going to handle the app home open event, I think. So we should decide what we want to put there.
I think I sent you
Uh,
the text.
yeah, I
Uh,
sent me a text, but I don't know if we should want to put that. or I don't know, some examples, or I don't know, we can add like a button with a link, I don't know, to some
Well, why don't we
website
ask
or
Haley what she should say? What
oh,
would
and I
you?
also added a new environment variable to show logs. So because our logs were like too bad, so I added logging to our Flask app, and we can like change the level of the logins from an environment variable. So if we use debug, we will see everything. If we have some error, we can just change the environment variable, redeploy, and we will see everything. Or just info, that's like basic logging.
Let's see here. So, welcome to Slack. Well, I wouldn't say welcome to Slack. They're already in Slack. I'm Haley, your friendly chatbot. I'm here to help you with any questions or problems you might have. Just mention my name in the channel or send me a direct message. I'll do my best to assist you. So we should also
The-
say, well, mention my name in the channel. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't use this. I would say how to add me to a channel, right? How, yeah, you want to say it's mostly right. We just need to say like how to add a channel. I'm trying to think of like what else would a user need to know how to use her, because the problem that Lot was saying was like people don't know how to use her, right?
yeah.
So
The thing that I don't like is that the home tab is like the first tab.
uh-huh.
I don't like that much, but
Oh,
we
you mean
can
like
like
the tabs for the messages about whatever?
yeah. So if you click Haley, the first tab will be like the home tab and not the messages tab.
It would be the home tab. I'm trying to look at it. Hold on. So
Let's see
I'm
if
looking
I
at it here. Let me share
you
my
can check
screen.
Haley Fede. Haley Fede has like all the tabs. Uh, I don't know if you can change like the default tab, and that'd be nice.
Window. So we have the messages, and here I was. These are like GRE questions, which is like a test you take in the States for grad school. Um, According to them, she got this question wrong, but the reasoning seems okay. And then this one she got right. So I was just trying to see what kind of reasoning skills she has. But so you're saying it starts in this?
No, it starts in home. Check, look for Haley Fede. It's installed on our workspace. So yeah, it will start I think on the home tab is the first one. Yeah, I think it will start there.
So can we put the update this information?
Yeah, we can update that
How come I don't have a home tab for Haley?
because it's not deployed yet. It's just on my local environment on Haley Fede. I'm
No, no,
still
no.
working on it.
I'm talking about oh, okay. I got you. Um, so we need some information to put on the home page.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, I think it'd be nice if messages were the first tab. I don't know. What do you think? But
So
I'm not sure we can change.
if you send a message, uh, doesn't won't it show that you have a message, and then you'll like wouldn't it say down here like you have one message?
Yeah, I think it will. You can try. You can send a message and see how it looks.
So let me ask you this. So if my admin for Slack installs an app, right? I don't have access to that app until I know about it.
Right.
And I'm trying to think like how do we proliferate the fact that this app exists?
Mm.
If let's say the person installs it, they add it to a channel, okay, and then in the channel when you get added to a channel, we should have some sort of message.
Yeah, we can do that. I think we can listen to that event.
So can you make a card for that? And then I'll just prompt people like, hey, I'm Haley. I'm saying hi to everyone. I don't know. Ask Haley for the copy, and then ping me, and then I'll read it over.
Okay.
Because that's kind of one problem is unless the person who's the installation and who's the admin for the Upmortem account tells everybody, we need to have some way of prompting that person to add us to channels. And then when we're out of the channel, we say some message to let everybody know that we exist and how we're useful. Um,
But I guess if someone it's paying for Haley, or I don't know, he's going to announce it. Hey, we have this app now.
uh, you can't assume that.
No, no, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah, sending a message to the channel should be
What,
also good. But we can't like spam everyone. Like,
well, when we get added to a channel, I think it's okay to put a message saying, "Hi, I've been added to this channel. I'm Haley." Uh, Maybe put a link so they can, if they click it, it takes them to the um,
yeah, to our marketing
not on
website.
marketing,
Or
but in is there like a way that we can add a link that adds us to their apps stuff?
I think if they click the app, they will be like it's automatically added there. Once you interact, it will be shown there on the bottom left.
So if I'm in a channel and I talk with Haley, she'll get added to my apps.
No, if you click on her name.
Okay. Okay. So we just prompt people, hey, click on my name for a quick shortcut.
Yeah, I think it should. Let me test here.
So, we have certain
Yeah.
goals, right? One was time to value as soon as you can, make it easy enough to install. But we should have another goal for reach, right? Like when you get into an organization, what percentage of the users are using your app? Because the more people use it, the more people are going to be up in arms if you take it away. Like, hey, I was
Yeah.
using Haley every day to make myself better because I wanted to stay in Slack and not have to go to ChatGPT or Bard or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking maybe the charging per seat is like a bit restrictive, and we could charge, I don't know, per 100 requests, or I don't know. It would be harder on Stripe probably, but
We won't put in the restrictions. We'll be very like nice about it. Um, it'll almost be a sales thing. Like if they're over their seats, the sales reps like hits them up or our partners or myself or a lot and says like, "Hey, you guys are over quota. um, let's renegotiate the contract. And if they're only over like a seat or two, whatever.
Yeah.
But we need to track it and we need to show them their usage so they should feel like they're getting value.
Yeah.
So let's review what tickets do we have. Do you mind sharing your screen and let's go over the tickets and then we
Yeah.
can stack rank them based off of priority.
Sure. Let me move you here. So I'm working on this one.
Uh-huh. Great.
Then just created this one. I need to work on this one.
Prompt to upgrade after app installation. So, okay, that's on the billing,
On the yeah,
the,
on the
the
dashboard.
modal, the modal that would show up. Yep, that's good. Also, I think like when Mike was going through it, he wasn't sure that he did the install, and he was like, "Why can't I get the free plan?" That's why we need that prompt because it needs to be very obvious, and that's what that ticket's going to do.
Okay.
Also, if can you show me the billing page? If you go to the tiers,
Yeah.
go to the
I added this today.
okay, fantastic. So you already have a free subscription. I'm trying to think of how do we make it super obvious. Like that's pretty obvious to me, but if Mike, it wasn't obvious to him, they thought it was like a button. Uh, how do we? Let's see what other companies are doing. Oh, one other thing. Do you have a ticket for that add to Slack button?
No, remove this. Yeah.
Remove it once they're already installed.
Yeah. Maybe I should hide this because it's the same.
Now, could you show? So one thing that we don't handle now, which we might want to later. So if I have a Slack account with my Raj at Upmortem, I can have multiple Slack team IDs, right? Like I have Upmortem, I have my condo Slack, my basketball group
Yeah.
Slack, right? And but I can only pay for one. Is that right? You see,
Yes.
we're talking
Yes,
about
because
multi-tenant.
you signing with. No, wait. Uh, yes. Now I think it's that way because the email was unique because of how we handled the login before signing in with Slack. But I think now we can remove the restriction on the email, and you could
Mhm.
have like multiple accounts with the same email.
Okay.
Because when you sign in with Slack, I think it will ask your workspace. Let me check. I think you can change your work. Yeah. So it's not like by email is by you're signing with a workspace. So yes, we should be able to do that.
Are you using your same email? So you have your demo Slack. Are you able to
Yes.
do multiple?
No, now you won't be able because the on our database, your user email is has to be unique.
Okay.
But we could remove that restriction and just leave this as unique.
So yeah, make a ticket for that. Because even I want to use it because I think I have multiple Slacks that I want to add Haley to. I don't want to just be limited to just one. And then so I need to be able to have like a drop down, like maybe on the right corner or somewhere where I can specify a different org or team ID or something.
I don't think you will be able to do that. You will need to sign in with the correct Slack account, Slack workspace.
Okay, so if I log out,
You will have like to log out here and then log in with here. You have to choose the right workspace.
oh, so it's possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right
Okay,
now it's possible, but it's not because of how our database is
okay. All
configured.
right, so you got a ticket for that one, right?
Yeah, I just created.
All right. All right. Let me. What's Vercel is one that we use. Do they have like a pricing page? Vercel. It automatically logs me in. How do I get to their Slack pricing? Slack is pretty good with their stuff.
Here's Vercells.
Hmm. Let's see here. If I go to Upwork, all right, so start deploying contact sales. But so you're logged in, right?
Here?
You're logged into Vercel right now?
Yeah, but I think the pricing price is the same.
So go back to our billing.
Okay. Where is? Nope. Here.
So I'm just trying to think of what's the best UI to make this super clear that that's your current plan.
Uh,
Is there another website where you're logged in? Can you go to oh, I guess you're not paying for the Forum Slack. What's another place where we have an account? GitHub? Let me go to GitHub.
yeah, but GitHub is. Yeah, it won't show you your current plan.
Nope. Well, I guess they don't even take it in consider. Well, it shows you that you're logged in the upper right hand corner,
Yep.
but it doesn't. It lets you create a new org if you want. Why don't we ask Haley? Haley, how do we make it very clear?
I think showing it on your dashboard should be like enough.
So all right. Now Haley's nice to use.
Yeah.
Visual cues such as badges or labels next to name highlights your different color. Highlight it with a different color. Do we have another?
No.
So highlight it with black. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we can add like a badge. Here
Yeah.
is current plan or
Yeah.
something like
Right
that.
next to it. Parenthesis. Whatever. A badge would be a cool looking badge. And then if they get pro, you move that badge there. Then it'd be
Yeah.
very obvious. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let me go through the flow and see if there's any other stuff. So yeah, I went through the whole website, changed a bunch of copy, fixed links, made it so we got rid of the investor FAQ, just turned it into a regular FAQ. I put the pricing page. The pricing page takes you to billing.upmortem.com. And then hold on 1 second. I go to the bathroom.
Okay.
There was also, you have the ticket for this page flashes when you're in the install process.
Yeah, I think I do.
I think it was just a redirect problem.
Yeah, fixed redirect, but it had a like low priority.
Bump that up over.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got plenty to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on the production, see if I can get a hold of Alice and start working the production setup. So we're gonna do whenever you do a tag, that's gonna update production. If you are doing commits, that's gonna update master. That'll always keep it up to date. And what else was there? So I think we have to change the current Vercel production. I think we want to keep it production because it's also named Upmortem website, which is also should have been Upmortem billing or backend or something. If you just say Upmortem website, it sounds like upmortem.com, which is not the case, right? It's confusing.
Yeah.
Uh, so that right now it gets updated whenever you can push to master or main or whatever that branch is called. So we need to
Yeah.
change that to only update when it gets tagged. So we have to figure out how to do that with Vercel. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and then I downloaded the Llama. It's still downloading actually. It's a big ass model.
Oh yeah. How many
It's
gigabytes?
um, one file here was 16 gigs. Now it's working on a
Oh,
15 gig file. I'm just gonna cancel it because it sucks.
yeah.
Cancel it, damn
Not
you.
worth.
It's not worth all the space that it's taking up. Remove all. Goodbye. Yeah, this is big ass files. Spare my file, my disk space. Yeah, I mean that SDK.Vercel.ai is plenty. I don't need to have it locally running.
Yeah. And if you're just signing with Vercel, you can use all the models. You don't need to
Yeah,
pay or anything.
so I was playing around with GPT-4, and that you can tell how much slower it is compared to
Oh,
Turbo 3.5 Turbo. Um, let's see here. Anything else before jumping off? Demo page has been updated. So now I made a Google form that just asks for email and name. So that will go to, I reached out to Dan. I said, can you fix support at upmortem.com? We had like info at upmortem.com. That email doesn't exist. So I try to make the email work. Couldn't get to work. So I think hopefully Dan can get to that. And then I did the handoff to our head of AI to figure out the algorithm that we want to use for semantic search. And I think maybe if we nail down a good way of doing things that gives us really relevant results, that you'll probably be working on that very soon.
yeah.
So you're going to get a very much like handoff of you'll have working code that you can work off of, but you're still going to have to do like set up Google Jobs, whatever it's called, right? Like all the
Yeah, those grunts that are not grunts. Yeah, grunt shops.
yeah. So there's gonna be a good amount of infrastructure that you got to do for that. So we might want another uh, service, or we could leave it in Slack bot, right?
Do you mean to process all the messages?
For the back, if you're doing batch jobs, that's gonna be the job thing in Google,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But if it's on the fly, we could keep it inside of Slackbot.
Yeah, we should, because we are going to listen to those events.
Yeah,
So yeah.
rather than have another service that you send it off. Yeah, so let's just keep that there. Optionally, we talked about that we could do. I don't know what makes more sense if we did Google Functions or
Do you mean use like our same backend or use Google
because
Functions?
we're talking about a lot of messages, right?
Yeah.
So do we do it as a function, which is supposed to have even Google Cloud Run is supposed to scale as much as we want to scale. So I think I'll leave that to you to decide how to implement it. Whatever's I don't necessarily like adding more infrastructure for the sake of adding more infrastructure, because then you have to
Yeah.
add the cognitive load of all the services that you're doing. So if you can do it within the existing service, great. If you have a really good reason to do something different, okay.
Okay.
But I've seen this is a problem with a Teladoc, right? People wanted to do a new feature and they're like, oh, we're going to spin up all this new infrastructure so we can do this new feature, but they could have done it within the existing stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess it depends on how much you want to scale. So maybe for a few workspaces we are good with what we have now, but on scale we need some other service. So
Um, so what
yeah,
that leads to load testing card. If you generated some scripts that blast our services, how well does it scale out? How much utilization are we getting on the instances? That we might want to run a little test.
yeah,
Uh, but you can imagine that, since these are partners selling to organizations, that we're going to just have, it's not like a B to C where, everybody just bum rushes your product. These people are doing like sales into the organization. So
yeah,
it'd be a step function in terms of how much load we take on. You're not going to see huge spikes, is what I'm saying.
yeah. It should be constant.
Yeah. Or yeah, it should be step function. New org is added, new org is
Right.
added, right? And then during business hours, you're going to see large increase especially if they're paying for the semantic search,
Yeah,
because there were, Haley might get per user, they might use it a few times a day. But if we're taking in every single message from every single channel that she's in, that could get large, right? Um, but for now, don't worry about that until we really get that install process super smooth.
okay.
I
Sounds good.
think that's it. All right, I'll let you go. Thank you,
Right.
Fede.
Thanks, Raj. Thanks, everyone.
Later.
Bye bye.